Shalom, shalom. This is about to disturb the waters. All I ask, let he that had eyes see, she that had eyes see. Let he or she that had an ear hear. Let's try to get straight to the point, because there's too much to read. Page 98. Jesus' view of his Father, a perspective for those seeking truth. So that which Aaron did was typical of that dynamic. First, he created the icon, and then he established himself as the only one to have access to it. In this way, he co-opted power over the Sanhedrin, and this icon, over time with Solomon, became massive. What happened to the little table in the shepherd's hut in the back? That those who sought the Messiah could use as they broke the bread of the presence. Question. By the way, after Aaron, only priests were supposed to eat the bread of the presence. But David, the son of David, but David did, and his men also. And he made the candlestick of pure gold. Idol of beaten work made he the candlestick. And he made his 7 lamps and his snuffers and his snuff dishes of pure gold. Of a talent of pure gold made he it. A talent is 96 pounds. And he made the incense altar of shittim wood. And he overlaid it with pure gold. And he made the staffs of shittim wood, and he overlaid them with pure gold. Now it takes 6 men to carry the incense altar. And he made the altar of burnt offerings of shittim wood, and he made the horns thereof on the 4 corners of it. And he overlaid it with brass, the brass plates, the plates of brass. And he made all the vessels of the altar, the pots and the shovels and the basins and the flesh hooks and the fire pans, all the vessels thereof made he of brass. All the vessels thereof made he of brass. All this paraphernalia indicates Aaron introduced blood sacrifice. Aaron introduced blood sacrifice into what the shepherd's hut became. The shepherd's hut became a blood sacrifice. And what it became was what the lives of the Sanhedrin were immersed in, who were judging Stephen. So Aaron, not Moses, clearly established the temple religion. Moses had very little, if anything, to do with establishing what the Jew doctrine became. Aaron changed the entire tabernacle. Aaron changed the entire tabernacle. He moved it to the center of the camp The book of Numbers in the Old Testament, chapter 1, verse 50. Thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, call of testimony because of the little covenant tablet. And they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle. So it is no longer a chapel outside the camp where anyone could go to worship with their families. When the tabernacle set it forward, the Levites shall take it down, and when the tabernacle is pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And the stranger that come near shall be put to death. Remember that. Only Aaron could enter the holy place. Now, in Numbers chapter 2, verse 1 through 25, he goes on to make the tabernacle, which is no longer a shepherd's hut, the center of all the nation's political power, in all of Israel's ecclesiastical power, and he sets in motion that only his offspring, forget everybody else, just him, just Judah, just Benjamin, just Jacob, can be the high priest. With this exclusive access, he grabs power. When the 70 elders were now leading spiritually and socially, which could eliminate him, he moved to empower himself to rule over the Sanhedrin. Basically, he established the temple religion. No blood sacrifice. So you see why Stephen was such a dire threat with his ability to inspire the masses. Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch his own standard. Every man with the ensign of their father's house, far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch. And the tribes were assigned one of the directions. So Aaron positioned himself in the center of the camp. The shepherd's hut was no more. And the back room was now called the Holy of Holies. That's the sealed book of Mormon, sealed book of Moses, the yellow book, chapter 1. And he could go in there only one day a year. Now, I want to take a moment here to explain something very important. Verse 1, page 100. Something very important that is a central component of the Christian experience for hundreds of millions of Christians around the world. The full impact of this seemingly innocent change is the use of the shepherd's hut is far-reaching indeed as Moses established it. The shepherd's hut was not for ritual. It was, as it says, for those who sought the Messiah, to take away people's contact with the Ark of the Covenant. An exclusive, the breaking of bread of the presence, changed the course of the religion world. You remember Isaiah says, the angel of the presence saved them. In his love and in his compassion, he redeemed them. Love and compassion are not a ritual. They are personal interactions that brings salvation. Love and compassion are not a ritual, personal action.